Hi guys, my name is Onah Chinaza Joy. I am a recipient of the Alan and Esther Ferguson Scholarship. I'm glad to be here to share my experiences. Thank you, Faith, for inviting me to AFM Stories to share my scholarship experience with you guys. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Actually, my scholarship journey started after my undergraduate degree. That was in 2021. That was when I started having this desire to apply for scholarship because some of my classmates and I've seen a lot of scholars, and then I was like, wow, I love this and I would like to be part of it. Because initially I wanted to do my master's in my school, but then after encountering a lot of scholars and hearing their stories and their experiences, so I was motivated to apply as well. So from 2021, I started making my applications, and thank God for the kind of people I had around me. It was as if at that moment, God just surrounded me with the right kind of people. I had people also that were applying for scholarships, and we were sharing the same goal, like we were sharing the same scholarship tips, trying to connect and make research on new scholarship to apply, share links and all that. So that moment was very helpful for me, because if I was to do it alone, I know I wouldn't have done it well or have gone far, because initially I had challenges in applying for the scholarship. I didn't know how to get a scholarship link, what to do and how to go about it. But with the kind of people I had around me, they knew how to do it, because some of them have been applying for long, so they told me what to do. I took all the necessary steps, got my certificates, my transcripts, passports and all that. Then I started making applications. Then throughout my service year, because I served 2022, throughout my service year I was just focused on scholarship application. I applied to a lot of scholarship. Initially, I started with US. My focus then was US schools. So I applied to a lot of schools. I applied to a lot of scholarships. I got admission into most US schools, but there was no funding. And then I was basically applying for PhD, because I wanted to do my PhD straight away. I didn't want to do masters. So I was just applying for PhD. And then I got to know about Erasmus Mundus scholarship, because two of my classmates then they got it. That was during my service year. So they were so opportune to get it, and then they left. So I heard about Erasmus. I also started making my applications. They helped me as well because they've done it. So they gave me the tips on how to do it. So then I thank God for the kind of people I have. My lecturers, they were there to give me references anytime, any day I wanted, they would just give it to me. And I also, my friends that have already gotten, they also helped me to review my SOP, my personal statements and all that. So I was just applying to a lot of school. I applied to Erasmus, US schools, Chevening, Commonwealth, Great Scholarship, and all that. But basically, I was just focused on the bigger things, like the bigger scholarships, like Erasmus, Commonwealth, Chevening. About um, about Alan and Nessa Ferguson scholarship, I didn't really know much about the scholarship, because I was more focused on bigger scholarships, especially Erasmus, because it's a 2 years master's program, and also on US schools, because you have to do teaching assistant or research assistant. So I liked the idea because it will boost your experience. So I was more focused on those other ones. I was not really interested in other smaller scholarships. I was just aiming for the best, because normally I have a kind of perfectionist mindset. Like I always want the best, like the best. So I was just focused on the bigger ones, bigger ones. But then something happened one day, because during my scholarship application period, one of my aunties told me about LinkedIn, improving my LinkedIn profile. So I went to my LinkedIn, I improved it, I put my bio, everything about me out there. So it was like months after doing that, then someone reached out to me, a British guy reached out to me and was like, "Oh, I went through your profile and it was looking nice. Wow, like, are you interested?" So he started telling me about University of East Anglia. He showed me a lot of programs they have, but then I was more focused on the bigger things. Like I was not really interested, and also my background, I was coming from soil science background, so the school they didn't have my course, so I was more interested in soil. Soil. I just wanted to do my soil science, and that was all. And most of the programs I applied in Erasmus, they were basically soil and also agric-based programs. I applied for Danube and I also applied for EMIS, which is Erasmus Mundus in soil science. So I was just hopeful. All my hopes was that I was going to get EMIS, especially that Erasmus Mundus in soil science. That was just my hope. Like I felt like I must get, like I already had the hope that I would get it. But then in all the scholarships I applied for, I didn't get any of them, and I was it was so discouraging. Like after all my efforts, everything I didn't get. Okay, I got Danube, but it was partial funding. I didn't get the complete scholarship. And then after checking all the expenses I had to go through, I could not I could not take it because the expenses was much, and from the background I was coming from, no, it was too much for me to cover, so I had to leave it. And then I was being hopeful about getting other scholarships. I got the great scholarship, but it was not much. The funding was like it did not really cover much. And then after making my applications to University of East Anglia, they gave me admission not quite long after the application, and they also gave me the automatic 5,000 scholarship. So when I saw the 5,000 scholarship, I was so happy and excited. I thought like that was the scholarship. But then my friend was like, no, that's too small. Like I need a bigger scholarship. So he told me about Alan and Nessa Ferguson scholarship. He sent me the link. He told me I should apply, that he knows a friend of his that got it last year, and the guy is already in the UK studying the program, and that it's very nice. So that was when I now had interest. I was like, okay, wow, let me try this out and see how it goes. So I made the application for the Alan and Nessa Ferguson scholarship. The application was so easy, like unlike the other scholarships that you have to write series of essays and all that. But it was just so easy, and it was very interesting because it was more of like practical stuff, like global development. Like the questions were more of what would you do for your country with the course you are studying, how is it going to improve your country. It was more about sustainability. And also, in as much as I studied soil science, I always had the mindset of sustainability. That was my interest, my area of interest, environmental sustainability. So I always have interest in anything that has to do with environmental sustainability, because it's still in line with soil science and also agriculture, food security. These are the things that interest me a lot. So after going through their programs, and I decided I would apply for the scholarship, I applied. The application process was very, very easy for me. And also with the help of my
What were the things you needed to submit for the application? Like, what was it like?
Okay, for the application, you needed references and then your personal statements, which is the questions they asked, not just your story, but they asked about 3 questions that you need to answer, and then you submit your references. Yeah, and then that's all, because already you've made application to the school. So the school already, because before you will be able to apply for the scholarship, you must have made application to the school and you must have gotten admission. So you'll be using your student's number to make the application. So they already believe that the school must have screened you, like you must have already submitted your transcript and the rest of the other documents. So they just needed to know like why you need the scholarship and how the scholarship is going to help you to develop your country, because it's all about global development. The scholarship is all about global development. So they want to know how you want to, with the knowledge you are getting from this course, how it will help you to improve your country and all that, and also your career. So the process was very simple. So after making the applications, I was still being very hopeful in getting my Erasmus Mundus. But then around June, no, around May, I got the Erasmus Mundus results came out, and then I found out that I didn't make it to the top list. So I virtually lost out in every of the scholarships. So towards July, I was just making up my mind that by September I'm going to the my school, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to do my masters. I already lost hope that I'm getting scholarship. So it was around July that I now got the Alan and Lester Ferguson scholarship. I was very, very happy because all hopes were already lost. Like, I lost out in all my scholarships. Even though the partial Erasmus Mundus, I could not go for it because of the fees, the high financial um, fees attached to it. So when I got this one, it was like a relief. And what made me like this scholarship is that it covers everything. It covers my accommodation, expenses, tuition fee, and even stipend. My visa too, it covered everything, and flights to it. It could cover it, but then I just decided to pay for one of them so that I could have enough money when coming here. So the scholarship is really like I couldn't believe that because initially I never knew the scholarship could cover all that. I was aiming for the best, like Chevney, the bigger ones, but then I neglected the smaller one. But winning the Alan and Lester Ferguson scholarship, like I'm so excited. Like, I was so happy. It has been a life-changing experience for me. Like, I was so happy. My parents, they were so proud. Like, wow. Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about like getting rejected a lot. How were you able to handle the rejection? Because there are many people that get rejected.
Okay, about rejection, I would say like you should feel comfortable with rejections. Okay, me, I started very early. I started 2021. And when I started my scholarship applications, I didn't have all the qualifications because as of 2021, I just finished school. All I had was my statement of result. I didn't have my certificate. So I was using my statement of result to apply. So all the scholarships I applied during those periods, they were all rejected. So me, I felt it was because I didn't have all the things I need for the scholarship, like the certificate itself. I was just using my statement of results. So, but all those rejections I was getting, initially I felt bad, but at some point I just got used to it. Like, I just kept applying. I was expecting rejection. Like, I just kept applying. But then I knew one thing I knew was that at least one must click. And that's one thing that me and my friends we used to say. At least one must click. All we need is just one to click. So just expect like that rejection is also part of it. There's no way you get everything. So when you get rejected, don't feel like that is because you are bad. Most times I've had programs that I thought in my mind I would be like, oh, I'm the perfect person for this program or this scholarship. But then when I apply, I get rejected. So don't feel that being rejected does not mean that you're not the perfect person for that scholarship. Know that there are other people applying. So it's just an avenue for you to develop yourself more and push harder. So you don't feel down or don't let it discourage you or make you feel like, oh, you don't deserve this or you don't have what it takes. Know that you have everything it takes to get a scholarship. You just have to align yourself. And also my scholarship experience also taught me that it's not all about being the best. Like, it's not about having the best grades. Do you know you may have the best grades and you will not get a scholarship? And I've seen people that they have lower grades, but they got scholarships. It all depends on how you are able to package yourself, how you are able to project yourself to people, align what you have with what they are looking for. So when you get rejected, don't feel like it's because I don't have what it takes to get it. It should be a platform for you to encourage yourself and push harder. And one thing that you have to know is that one must click, one door must open. Even if all the doors are closed, one must surely open. So don't just get discouraged. Just keep pushing and believe in yourself that at the end of the day, you must get one.